Hello, in this video we're going to take a look at the weapon kit by Candescent Games, which normally goes for around $55 and the folder size is less than 800 megabytes. Going to the overview level, you can see the weapons details up close. Very nice. Unfortunately the barrels are not rifled and it's kind of blocked, although some of the interior parts of the weapons are modeled properly. Gonna take a look at the ammunition, the grenades and the bullets. The nice part is that it also includes the shell. The scopes, they're properly modeled, and the bipods, which are skeletal meshes, and the magazines. Going into the lighting only view mode, we can see the modeling of the meshes. Lots of details have been modeled and not just normal maps, which I very much like. That goes for the attachments as well. And then going into the collision, I really like the way the collisions are set up. They're simple, primitive shapes, but they do cover the shape nicely. Now, taking a look at the some of the items in the folder, this is the editor tutorial. Even though I enabled the plugin, the guided tutorial plugin, I still couldn't run it properly. I think it's a Unreal Engine 5 problem, but these are the details, and you can actually click one of those things and it shows you. It guides you to the texture or whatever the file or folder is, which is very nice. I wish most other sellers do include such thing. Looking at the folder structure, we have the animation blueprints and the gun classes, the structures, the animation. Each weapon folder does include its textures, materials, and animations. And this pack also includes FX and SFX with it, which is really nice. Not many packs does include such feature at such price. And then the static meshes. Taking a look at the skeletal meshes, they are almost all of them are one material. I think an exception to that would be the vector weapon. That's the only one that I've seen more than one material, although I don't think that it's necessary to have that as an extra material, and should have been just taken care of through the material. And the skeletal bones usually they all do share the same bone names when possible. However, on this vector, the switch mode is not rigged. Checking the vertices, they're usually most of them above or below 35,000 vertices. It may appear much for some people, but I think it's really nice because I just like floating all of the work to normal maps and like to see the details on the mesh. We can see that they all have only one LODs, and I think some of the scopes have more than one material. That's to be expected because there is a translucent part about it. So getting into the dimensions of texture, only 4 textures are 4K. Most of the others are 2K, and the rest are 1K on 512 respectively. Looking at the textures themselves, their base color, and this MREA means metallic roughness, emissive and damask texture. Now this leads to a problem because most of the textures do have that alpha channel, but the emissive part is only used on one texture only. I think it was the laser pointer. Looking at the master materials, there are a couple of them, but the one that's used for the weapon is the one with the color. And those only have the option to change the color, so we shouldn't bother looking at the texture parameters. There's only the color that you can change, along with of course the textures. Looking at the weapons, it has the animations with the notifies already built in, which is really nice. Looking at the animation blueprint, we can see that this is the state machines, and there are basic functionality already built in. And to test it out, there is already blueprints with many settings enabled. For example, when you randomize and you just move it, it basically randomizes the attachment, the skins, which is very nice showcase in my opinion. Now you can just click that, or you can manually change the parameters because they're exposed in the blueprint. I don't know what the skin color switch is. You can change the muzzles, pointer types, then the color of it, of the pointer, then the length. Change the magazines and stuff. These settings are like helper settings and function because there's an helper library function included. It allows you to implement picking up and dropping weapons easier. So to test some of the settings, you have to simulate first. See how it reloads. Change it to burst. Let's check out the rocket launcher. I'm not going to go through all of it, so I think those two are good showcases. Looking at the UVs, we can see that there is few wasted spaces on there. I don't know why, but usually they're really good, and there are overlapping UVs, which I like because symmetrical parts with no difference should have overlapping UVs. You can add the rifle as well, the sniper rifle. I don't know why. What are those little texture spaces? I doubt it will change much, but still. Like I said, all the same parts are overlapped. In conclusion, I think they're really well made from the modeling to the texturing and the amount of UV that it packs and some of the parts that are overlapped, which allows it to have really high detail even at a very close range, even though it uses a 2K texture. And I do think that this is VR compatible or VR ready, in my opinion. Now, the style of the weapon is somewhat, I would say, sci-fi-ish, somewhat. So you may like it or not. That depends on your preference. Also, let's not forget about the great collision shapes that are simple, yet it confers the shape of the weapons or the attachments. And with many animations and the notifies already built into the animations, and the animation blueprints that it comes with, along with the different skins of the weapon. I think this makes for a great pack. However, about the MREA textures having alpha channels, this leads to like doubling of the texture size, and so it should have in metallic roughness, the mask and the emissive in alpha channel, and only for the ones that have the emissive part should have the alpha channel, and the other ones shouldn't, because it leads to, like I said, double the texture size. And also, while I did not show it specifically, some of the magazines are not hollow. And the Chris Vector inspired weapon, having an extra material space, I mean, that could have been just been dealt with the emissive part of the MRE texture, along with the switch of the firing mode not being rigged, although that's a small part. And hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.